Hey everyone, we're back. This is part 3 of the Successful Aging Academy's 2019 Life Changer plan. Right? My purpose again is to help you do the proper planning you deserve to make 2019 a great life-changing year. We do it for business all the time, right? We might even do it for household finances, but very few people actually stop and do it for themselves, which needs to stop, right? I mean, it doesn't make sense when you really think about it. Now, today we've talked about a lot of concepts, right? About how to make change and habit change and triggers and things like that in the last session. Today we're going to talk about some actual tools that you can use, right, to make all these things happen. I mean, they're lofty goals, right? So how do we actually implement? So let's talk about that. All right, number one is what's called replacement behaviors. All right, so the cigarette smoking cessation example that I used in the last session, instead of lighting up a cigarette, I will do X. Okay, so you need to have a list written out. I'm going to get to that in a minute. Written out of exactly what your replacement behaviors are, and we're going to plug in new reactions to an old stimulus, right? In this case, the urge to smoke, or it could be the urge for sugar. Every time I want to snack when I get home from work, I'm going to grab my coat and go for a walk, right? Plugging in, and every time you do that, you ingrain something new. And you know, it's interesting with these replacement behaviors. I had a lot of people say to me, I feel like I'm failing. Like I think about eating 100 times a day, right? But that's not, and they feel like a failure because of that. It's like, no, it's not. That's actually a good thing, and I'll explain why. Every time you thought about eating and didn't do it is a win. All right, it's a win. We're going to get to that one in a second as well. So, replacement behavior. All right, know what they are. What are you going to do? Don't just hope for the best. That's not a plan, right? We're talking about firm planning here, not guesswork, not I ought to. It's a plan that you can do, you can follow. All right, so know what these replacement behaviors are. Have it written out. Run it by your, other people who may be involved with you, whatever that may be. All right. Next tool. I talked about this last time. All right. Visualization. I always misspell that word. I don't know why. I've said it 5,000 times, but anyway, visualization is a really powerful tool, and I'll tell you how it works. It's kind of cool. Your brain is an amazing machine, right? But your brain doesn't know the difference between thinking about a behavior or an action. Let's call it throwing a shot put or a discus, right? That's what I used to do. Your brain doesn't know the difference between thinking about, in very detailed sense, throwing that discus or actually being out on the field and throwing the discus. It doesn't know the difference, right? The same patterns in the brain fire when you sit and think about it as when you actually do it. It's amazing peculiarity about the brain, and that's what helps people at the very, very elite level master skills that are highly complex. Okay, if you're competing in world-class track and field, you have a really clear vision in your nervous system about what you need to do, obviously. So visualization can ingrain that. All right, it becomes part. It's almost like doubling your training time. You spend X amount of time out in the field doing your chosen activity, and you come home and you put on your headphones, maybe you find some relaxed place to relax, whatever that may be, and you're visualizing your event and you're practicing again. All right, so that's how significant it is. So Irina, this is probably, in my opinion, now I might be biased, probably one of the most powerful tools you have to achieving your goal. The clearer you can see your life as this person X, like let's stick with our smoking example, the clearer they can picture their lives as a non-smoker, the more likely they are to succeed. Okay, so visualize yourself as this. It could be this lean, upbeat, happy, mobile, agile person, and that you're maybe not right now. All right, the clearer you say, this is what I want to be able to do that with my family, and I can't right now. Right, I want to do more stuff, and I've heard this a lot. It's amazing. I want to be able to do more activities with my family, and right now I can't. All right, it's kind of it's sad really to try to you're losing this valuable memory making time because you're unable to do certain activities with your family, and so that's a very powerful visualization. I want to be able to do that again, right? Maybe it's something you used to be able to do, now you can't, all right, because of one reason or another. All right, I want to think a certain way. Right now I don't. Right now I lack the confidence to do this. I hate it when this is actual quotes that I've heard. I hate it when my big pants are tight. Okay, and that's a pretty clear visual, right? So I am going to be lean. I'm going to be lean, and I'm going to throw those out, never to purchase that size pants again. All right, things like that contribute to the image that you paint in your brain. All right, the very clear image. So there's some really good information on the internet about visualization. It's very closely related to meditation, which I'm a huge believer in now. I didn't used to be, but I am now. And visualization is part of that. Using your brain, using your mind to think differently. Okay? So next one. Support system. When it comes to that example of cigarette smoking, having a proper support system doubles your chance of success, which is pretty powerful. Okay? Who's on board with you? All right? Make sure they are. Make sure there's not ulterior motives there. I actually had a client years and years ago who was trying to lose weight, was failing, and I found one of the reasons was she would come home at the end of the day, maybe the end of her shift or after a workout, whatever it was, and her husband would intentionally eat ice cream in front of her. Okay, and I said, that's horrible. I've never heard that's downright mean, right? That's mean-spirited action. And it turned out he was afraid of what she would look like if she was thinner, right? It's his own insecurity. He didn't want to lose her if she lost all this weight and suddenly maybe got attention from other people. And I'm like, wow, so he's going to sabotage his own wife for his own insecurities. I was just astounded with that. That's a negative support system right there. That's the opposite of what you need. But you need people in your corner who you can count on to, not maybe do a certain behavior in front of you. When you're tempted, there are people you can call, you can connect with, maybe you can go for a walk with. They're your team, right? It goes even beyond like workout buddies, right? You need to have someone in your support system. That's why when I work with people in the Successful Aging Academy, I say this is a family program. I'm not charging you individually, right? You're going to do this together, one person, one membership, one team to get this done. And you can do that. So it's going to greatly enhance your chance of success by having a support system. Next one, and I referred to this earlier, so coming back to this, write stuff down. Okay? This applies to a lot of different things. Your goals. If you don't write your goals down, it's just wishful thinking. It doesn't really exist. You have not set a goal if you're not writing it down. I know a lot of people in life and finances and careers, they have a 1-year plan and they have a 3-year plan. Where do you want to be in 10 years, right? They'll spend a lot of time thinking through those plans and writing them down, but not taking care of themselves physically and mentally so they can actually achieve them, okay? So write stuff down. Also, another interesting statistic is people who write down their food intake eat approximately 20% less food. I think by measurement in calories. So really important, very powerful. When I used to read food logs all the time, I would make clients, please fill out this food log, send it to me, I want to review it. Okay, so anytime, just the fact that they know they have to write their food down and they have to send it to me, they would eat less. They would avoid certain foods because they didn't want, the embarrassment of me calling them out on it, let's say. All right, so writing things down is super important. Your goals need to be written down. Right? Short-term, long-term goals, intermediate goals, all written down. If it's necessary, if nutrition is your huge downfall, then you need to have a food journal. Absolutely. For years and years and years through my competitive athlete days, we had journals, and I still have those. I could see throughout the year what I was doing, what I was achieving, so I could compare month over month and year over year what I was doing, where I was headed. Write stuff down, super powerful. The next one, and this one, people ignore this all the time and let it slide, all right? It's called Celebrate the Wins. Celebrate the small wins. It's okay. If let's say you're trying to lose 40 pounds, and I have clients in the program looking to lose probably closer to 60, 70 pounds. Taken at the outside, right, from the big picture view, that's very intimidating, right? To set like 70 pounds, how on earth am I going to do that, right? No, let's just start with 5, all right? And when you do that 5, you want to celebrate that you did that. You lost 5 pounds, and pick up a 5-pound plate that is, and walk around with it. That's no insignificant thing. Celebrate the small wins. Now, you can't use, if weight management is your issue, you cannot use food as a reward. It could be, going out to the movies that you wanted to see. It could be, having a date night, whatever that may be. It doesn't have to involve dinner, right? So you can pick something else. You want to purchase something you've had your eye on for a long time. Celebrate the small wins, right? And it's been shown that is not just a nice gesture. It's actually reinforcing things in your world to make you do them better or make you want to do them more, right? It's that same cue, behavior, reward, right? Now reward is for a different behavior. And we're going back to the last session, we're plugging in different behaviors, okay? And we're going to know what those are. What are your replacement behaviors? Reward the small wins when you do that replacement behavior, okay? Again, we can see the psychology at work here. Very, very strong. All right, next we want to, let's see on my list here. Okay, the last time we talked about this, all right, and I realized I did not give you enough information on it to do it. So what I'd like you to do is to complete the scorecard, all right, and I'm going to give you this. Here we have my email address, right? I'd like you to go ahead and send me an email. I'll get you the scorecard. I'm also going to post it online in the Facebook group, so you can probably find it in the thread there if it hasn't been pushed down too low. You know how that goes. But do execute this scorecard. This is going to reinforce everything we've been talking about in these first 3 sessions here. All right. And the other thing is, so here's the email, and you can also go to. I haven't shown you most of this yet. Successful Aging .academy. One of those new suffixes they have out there. That's the website, and on that website you can get a free copy of the book. Like all these things we talk about are in the book, and it's free. You can get a digital version, you can get a physical version. I'll send that to you. It doesn't matter. I just want you to have it, right? So email me, get the scorecard, or get it off the Facebook page. All right, go to the website and order the book. Use the tools in there. Use all of this. All right, it's in there, and we're going to go, next session, we're going to wrap all this up, right? Let's put our major plan together, our life changer plan. In the next session, we're going to pull the pieces together, all right? So have a pen and paper ready for the next time, and we'll get this thing done, all right? We'll see you then.